My ex-husband's mistress all resemble me. But on the day I returned to the country, he hugged his new girlfriend and said, "I'm no better than this." But what he didn't know was, while he was busy pretending to be in love with his young girlfriend, I was already pregnant with our second child. And standing by my side was my current partner, who treated me like a treasure. Back then, I risked my life to shield him from danger, only for him to turn around and cheat. Now, he wants to reconcile after learning that I have a daughter, and am diagnosed with a terminal illness? It's too late. I've long stopped caring for his so-called love. The day I returned to the country, old Master Shen specially prepared a welcome banquet for me. At the banquet, Shen Ju was late. His cousin looked at me with disdain. Wasn't it said that he would never return to the Shen family? Why couldn't he sit still when he heard Shen Ju had found true love? I was stunned, then congratulations to him. Feigning indifference, Shen Li, with a half-smile, pointed at the door. Shen Ju is here. If you want to put on a show, do it for him. Shen Ju walked in wearing a gray shirt with the collar slightly open. It had been 5 years since I last saw him, and he was much more composed than I remembered. He sat close to me. As I turned my head, I noticed the lipstick mark on his shirt. Old Master Shen, sitting at the head of the table, was oblivious, still sighing. You two fought for 5 years. It should be enough. When are you going to get your marriage certificate again? I remained silent. Shen Ju smiled. Grandpa, my little girlfriend already dislikes that I'm a second marriage. If she hears this, she'll make a fuss. Old Master Shen's face darkened. The women outside, can they compare to Xiaoji? This time is different. Shen Ju glanced at me. This time, I'm serious. Nonsense. Old Master Shen was too angry to speak. Everyone else looked at me, either with sympathy or waiting for a joke. I lowered my gaze and spoke softly. Grandpa, I appreciate your kindness, but I can't reconcile with Shen Ju. No one expected me to say it so definitively. After all, they had seen it before. I once risked my life for Shen Ju. Crack. A crystal wine glass shattered. Shen Ju calmly wiped the blood off his hand. Slipped. It wasn't until later that I realized the WeChat group exploded. Sheng Ji, why didn't you tell us about such a big thing? Congratulations. Congratulations. Shen Ju really went big this time. I knew it. I knew you two would reconcile. I was confused as I scrolled through hundreds of messages, until I saw Shen Ju's post in the group about getting married, with a picture of a wedding ring. It was a perfect, flawless teardrop-shaped pink diamond ring. A ring any woman would fall for. I thought for a moment, then clarified. Shen Ju and I are not reconciling. The screen went silent for a moment before it started scrolling wildly. Exactly. What reconciliation? These two never broke up. They were just playing at long-distance romance. Ha ha, Sheng Ji, we all understand. Then suddenly, Shen Ju appeared, pulling his little girlfriend into the group. Let me introduce. This is my wife Luo Luo. She's young and has a temper, so be patient with her. Before he finished, the girl coquettishly grabbed the phone. Don't listen to him. I'm easy to get along with. Shen Ju's voice could be heard, laughing indulgently. I don't know who made a new group and asked Shen Ju directly. Bro, you're marrying someone else. What about Sheng Ji? Shen Ju replied quickly. If you don't mind, you can step in and take over. Bro, if you talk like that, I'll really go after Sheng Ji. Shen Ju ignored him, and the group started laughing at him for being overconfident. He stood up straight. Who wouldn't want a taste of swan meat? Everyone in the group fell silent. At that moment, Shen Ju casually said, too much swan meat will get boring eventually. The group started cursing Shen Ju, asking me to join them for dinner tomorrow. But when I arrived, I found Shen Ju and his little girlfriend were there too. The person who first invited me looked awkward and whispered. Shen Ju insisted on coming, but didn't tell me he was bringing her along. I shrugged. It didn't matter to me. Luo Luo, the little girl, wasn't shy, and quickly became friendly with everyone, especially sticking close to me. Sheng Ji, he told me everything about you and Shen Ju. I don't mind. To meet you. I bugged him all night. I didn't expect you to look better in person. You don't look like you're 7 years older than me. How do you maintain yourself? You must use some really expensive products, right? One of my friends, unable to listen any longer, glanced at Shen Ju. Don't you manage her? I can't manage her. He smiled, pinching Luo Luo's cheek. She's really hard to please. HMPH. I know that. When we were young, Shen Ju loved to pamper people. But as he grew older, everyone around him pampered him. And he developed a bad temper. I hadn't seen him pamper anyone like that for a long time. Luo Luo stuck out her tongue at me. Sorry, Shang Ji. I didn't mean anything bad. She picked up 2 glasses of wine and handed one to me. I'm apologizing to you, sister. Then she drank it all in one go. But I couldn't even pretend. Sorry, I can't drink. Luo Luo's eyes turned red. Shang Ji, do you look down on me? Shenju's tone also turned cold. Yuan Shang Ji, I've been very patient with you. This drink, whether you want to or not, you have to drink. A friend quickly stood up to smooth things over. Xiao Ji, it's just one drink. Everyone knows your tolerance. I sighed and shrugged. I'm pregnant. I really can't drink. The whole room went silent. Peeved. Luo Luo laughed loudly. Ha ha ha. Shang Ji, I've seen this kind of fake excuse online. You can't fool me. Others laughed too. It would be more believable to say you ate something that reacts with alcohol. Shang Ji, don't try to scare people with that. My dad's heart almost stopped. Shenju impatiently snatched the wineglass from me. Fine, fine. You won't drink. You're amazing. Luo Luo sweetly hooked her arm around mine. Shang Ji, they all say you're Shenju's white moonlight. Is that true? Her voice was so quiet I almost thought I misheard. Shenju didn't report to you? She frowned. He only tells me nice things to please me. I don't believe him. I want to hear you say it yourself. What do I have to say? I'm an adopted daughter of the Shen family. I was an orphan that Shenju picked up from the welfare home when he was a child. If you really want to say it, I'm more like the stray cat he pitied, the toy he once liked. When we first got together, it was because teenage Shenju wanted to try with a girl. That day, we stood in the narrow stairwell, our cheeks flushed. I couldn't say anything. The tears in the corner of my eyes were gently licked away by Shenju's tongue. Do you have to cry even when we kiss? He laughed. Poor thing. You'll cry forever after this. I snapped back to reality. Nothing to say. We've already broken up. Luo Luo covered her mouth. Shang Ji, you're so tight-lipped. No wonder Shenju couldn't forget you before he met me. Do you want to hear what he said? I quietly watched her. Shenju said. What were we talking about? Shenju leaned over. Luo Luo kissed his cheek, but her eyes were on me. Secret. Actually, I had already heard Shenju's answer. After the divorce, I received a call from back home. The noise was chaotic, but I recognized Shenju's voice. Ing white moonlight, just like Yuan Shang Ji. I'm looking for a mistress who's just like her. No other reason. I'm used to a certain type. Even my toy doesn't feel right after a long time. Before hanging up, a soft, delicate voice said, "Did you hear that? He doesn't love you." I heard it. You're not the first girl to approach me, but I hope you're the last. It seemed she wasn't. Luo Luo suggested we play a game of guessing. The rule was to identify the target from a wineglass with a lipstick mark. We started with Shenju. She cheerfully said, "If you can't guess me, you're dead." Shenju smiled and raised his hand in surrender. Someone muttered, "I've never seen Shenju pamper anyone like this." Shenju rarely cared about anyone, but when he did, he pampered them to the skies. The girl preparing the wineglasses gave a sly look. Xiao Ji, help me out. Everyone looked on eagerly as she placed over 10 wineglasses filled with alcohol in front of Shenju. He raised an eyebrow, quickly scanning, and then picked the right one. This glass. He stroked the lipstick mark with a smirk. Too familiar. Looks like my wife's. The girl, eyes wide, was about to speak, but I beat her to it. That's right. Luo Luo stood up and playfully glared at Shenju. Silly. The one in the top left corner is mine. Shang Ji, you violated the rules of the game. You must accept the punishment. Punish me. Then, blindfold me and make me choose. Who's Shenju? I leaned forward a few steps, feeling the first man's arm. I shook my head. This isn't him. The others were shocked. How did you guess so quickly? Because Shenju never wears silk shirts. The second man was easy to rule out. I could smell his perfume, and Shenju doesn't use that scent. The third one I hesitated a bit. His smell was strong with smoke, but Shenju doesn't smoke. But I slowly moved my hand up his arm, feeling his increasing excitement. His Adam's apple moved, and he swallowed. I stopped. Let's try the fourth one. The fourth man was too thin, not like him. It was only the last one. This time I was deliberate. The first thing I touched was his cufflink, which had Shenju's logo. I spoke directly. It's the fifth one. You're wrong. Luo Luo removed the blindfold, smiling. Shang Ji, didn't expect that. Huh? You really don't know Shenju well. Now I'm relieved. In the dim light, Shenju stood in the middle, his eyes unclear. The man laughed and threw his jacket to him. Haha, didn't expect this. Xiao Ji. That night, I dreamt of a younger Shen Zhu. He accompanied old Master Shen to a charity event at our welfare home. He recognized me in the crowd and wouldn't let go. Grandpa, Xiao Ji has no family, no parents. I like her. I want to share my portion with her. Old Master Shen deliberately made things difficult. If you promise to practice violin every day, I'll agree. Shen Zhu frowned, conflicted. He was always restless as a child, hating practice. But that day, he held my hand tightly and promised. He studied diligently for 10 years, and I was by his side for every lesson. When I first came to the Shen family, I was as thin as a kitten, and Shen Zhu carried me in his arms, feeding me. For a long time, we ate, lived, and slept together in the same bed. Xiao Ji, you need to eat more, grow as tall as me. Xiao Ji, don't be afraid, I'll stay with you. Xiao Ji, I lied to Grandpa. I said I love him the most, but actually, I love you the most. Shen Zhu was really kind to me when we were kids. I woke up to my phone ringing constantly. It was him now. Yuan Shengji, let's talk. I know you can see. Yuan Shengji, respond. Yuan Shengji. There was a message retracted in the middle, but I didn't see what it said. I couldn't help but click on the familiar profile. How much longer until you return to the country? I miss you and the baby so much. The reply came instantly. It's soon. I miss you and the baby more Tilda. Shen Zhu silently leaned against the couch, with cigarette butts scattered on the floor. His cigarette cravings were especially strong tonight. Not long ago, a friend mysteriously whispered in his ear, while playing a game, I found something on Xiao Ji's phone. In just a few words, Shen Zhu's pupils trembled. Bro, you and Xiao Ji might have a 4-year-old daughter. The next day, Luo stopped me in the mall. What a coincidence. Sheng Ji, are you alone? She smiled and complained. I didn't bring Shen Zhu. Every time we try something, he says it looks good, just swipes his card. It's so annoying. Luo dragged me into a luxury store. You should know this brand, right? She quickly grabbed a few bags and handed me one of the boxes. Platinum Milkshake White. It's perfect for your age. I didn't take it. She pouted. This is a thank you gift for you, sister. When Shen Zhu loved to play around. If it weren't for you suffering for me, how would he have calmed down when he met me? I've had so few things in my life. When I find something, I grab onto it. You should understand this feeling better than me, right? I understand. But with some men, once you choose them, you lose. Luo said smugly. You lost. I didn't. I not only lost, but I'm also scared of losing. Shen Zhu wasn't always bad. When we first got together, he couldn't stand being away from me for 26 hours a day. The wish lantern for the college entrance exam. Everyone wrote about hoping for a smooth exam. But he wrote, Shen Zhu and Yuan Xingji will grow old together, with children and grandchildren. In front of everyone, he vowed, when Xiao Ji graduates from university, we'll get married. He rubbed my face, then sighed secretly, wife, it's still a long way to go. Yeah, a long way until everything started to rot. That time Shen Zhu drank too much, and I was worried sick. Driving to pick him up in the middle of the night. No one in the VIP room knew I had arrived. Bro, did you change your person recently? The little star last time was pretty popular. Can you introduce me to her? Shen Zhu, half asleep. In a few days, I need to stay with Xiao Ji for now. Still, it's always the same, even when you're busy. Of course, the red flag at home stands tall, but outside, the flags are flying. Go away, they're not fit to compare with my wife. Shen Zhu kicked him. I'm just playing around while we're not married, finishing what I never did. I didn't open the door. I walked a few steps in a daze, suddenly snapped back to reality, ran into the nearest bathroom, and almost emptied everything from my stomach. When Shen Zhu came home, I was already in bed as if nothing happened. He kissed my hair. Why do you act like a little baby? Can't sleep when I'm not around? Saying that, he pulled me into his arms, and all I could smell was the fresh soap scent from his bath. I hated the smell of cigarettes. Shen Zhu didn't smoke, but when he went out to socialize, the smell would stick to him, so every time he came home, he would wash up on purpose. I had never thought that this habit might not be because of cigarettes. He lovingly kissed the back of my hand. Sleep, baby, I'm here with you. I received another message from Shen Zhu. But this time, it was a voice message from Luo. Sheng Ji, Shen Zhu is so unfair. I was just a little jealous. And he said he'd throw you out of the Shen family. I glanced at the neatly packed luggage. It was quite coincidental. But old Master Shen was furious. I'm not dead yet. When did that kid start calling the shots in the Shen family? I sighed. Grandpa, it has nothing to do with Shen Ju. I already secured a place. Grandpa didn't believe me and insisted on calling. Shen Ju, are you trying to make me mad? Did she complain to you? Shen Ju sounded in a good mood. If you want great grandchildren, let her move out quickly. Grandpa cursed. The Shen family is so big. You can bring any woman here. Why make Xiaoji move out? Just don't worry about her. Shen Ju hung up directly. That little brat. Old Master Shen had a complicated look in his eyes. Xiaoji, it's Shen Ju who isn't lucky. Grandpa. He waved his hand. Go. You should have left long ago. I didn't say much. Just bowed deeply. The moment the door closed, Grandpa said, Xiaoji, I used to favor Shen Ju, always on his side. But there are men in this world who will treat you well. I know. Because I've already found one. Bro, are you crazy? You kicked out Yuan Xingji for another woman? Shen Ju looked up. What are you in such a rush for? Shen Li casually grabbed a chair and sat down. I'm not in a hurry. I'm just surprised. Without the Shen family, where can she go? Won't she disappear again? I know where she is. Changhua Yuan, the building the Yan family developed 2 years ago? Shen Li thought for a moment. Hey, I heard the Yan family's heir is coming back soon. And someone even caught a photo of him with a kid. He pulled out his phone and flipped through. Can't find it. Seems like the Yan family deleted it. Shen Li sighed for no reason. If you had stayed with Yuan Xingji back then, the kid would probably be much bigger now. Shen Chu slowed his tone. She should look a lot like her. The secretary hurriedly knocked on the door. Mr. Shen, when I got to the airport, my flight was delayed, so I sat down and ordered a coffee. I hadn't been drinking for long when suddenly someone appeared in front of me. Shen Chu, with a suit jacket draped over his arm, looking like he had just come from work. He took off his glasses, full of determination. Yuan Xingji, don't you want to talk to me? Talk about what? He coaxed me gently. I've already found out. I still didn't understand. Yuan Xingji, Shen Ju's tone softened. You gave me a daughter, Mom. A sweet and bright voice from a child. Yan Ren stood a few steps away, smiling leisurely. Shen Ju stared unblinking at the child in his arms, who was wearing a beautiful skirt set, unaware of everything, waving at me. Yan Ren calmly whispered, Changhua, if you want ice cream, what do you have to call me? Changhua's eyes brightened, hugging his neck affectionately. Daddy, Shen Ju's eyes went bloodshot, and he turned his head stiffly. I directly admitted, just as you thought. In the car, Yan Ren kept rubbing his ear. Changhua's shout almost sent me over the edge. Deserved. Who told him to tease her on purpose? Changhua mimicked. Deserved. What's wrong with calling me daddy? Yan Ren poked her chubby little face. Ungrateful. You've forgotten when your father didn't love you and your mom. Who was there with you, helping you survive? Changhua snuggled into my arms. Uncle's cooking isn't good. Mom needs to love me and take care of me. Yan Ren gritted his teeth. Ungrateful. Just like your dad. Just as he finished, I immediately received a message from her dad. Wife, did you pick up the baby? Picked up. Good. Yan Ren, that extra person. Do you need me to send him away? Yan Ren grabbed my phone, unable to tolerate it. Bian Jing, if it weren't for me, you'd still be single. Shen Ju slammed his hand on the steering wheel. The car shook violently, making a huge muffled sound. Blood dripped from his fingers onto the dashboard. After a long while, he gritted his teeth and dialed a number. Keep investigating. 5 years ago, when Yuan Xingji arrived in Plymouth, what exactly happened that night? But, Mr. Shen, we couldn't find the reason for Miss Yuan's disappearance back then, and now it's been 5 years. It's even harder to trace. Shen Ju's eyes filled with fury. I told you to keep investigating. Find out who helped her clear the cameras. Check the guest list that night, nearby vehicles, and why she disappeared for 5 years. Yes. Shen Ju weakly tossed the phone away. He trembled and lit a cigarette. Amidst the smoke, he let out a heart-wrenching cough, his whole body filled with an indescribable despair. 5 years ago, Shen Ju kneeled in front of me. Xiao Ji, please don't break up with me, he patiently explained again and again. Yes, I didn't handle that woman properly. I let her cause trouble in front of you. It's my fault. I deserve to die, but I was just playing around. I'm serious about you. All these years, haven't I treated you well with the Shen family? He eagerly grabbed my hand. How about this? Xiao Ji, let's get married. You've always wanted a home. I can give you one. I swear to God, I will never make the same mistake again. Shen Ju tilted his head and affectionately rubbed my knees, speaking earnestly. Grandpa cleared his throat. Shen Ju, if you mess around after marriage, I'll break your legs for Xiaoji, wife. Can we? Shen Ju asked carefully. If you cheat again, then let me die a horrible death, he answered quickly. I spent the whole day with Changhua. When I got home late at night, Shen Ju was waiting by the door. Talk? Yan Ren picked up the almost sleeping Changhua and said, Sheng Ji, talk to him for a while. I'll be waiting for you at home with the baby. Shen Ju shifted his gaze awkwardly. I found out, 5 years ago, in Plymouth, you and Yan Ren stayed at the same hotel. The next day, all the security footage disappeared, and Yan Ren cleared out a whole group of people, erasing your whereabouts. What happened that night? You weren't forced to have that child, were you? Shen Ju's lips turned pale. Wrong. No one could force me. I paused. I wouldn't have a child if my parents didn't love each other. That night, Yan Ren had indeed been drugged. He stumbled into the wrong room, but before anything happened, I knocked him out with a vase and tied him up, throwing him into the bathtub. When Bian Jing arrived, I was holding the showerhead, pouring cold water on his head. Bian Jing politely took the showerhead. Sorry, let me do it. Yan Ren shivered. Bian Jing, don't pour anymore. I need medicine. Need an injection. Anything would work. Just give me something quick. Bian Jing explained to me. Don't misunderstand. I'm not a doctor. With this kind of drug situation, you handled it well by cooling him down in time. Oh, really? I wondered if it was rude. Bian Jing shook his head, looking at me seriously. When dealing with a potential criminal adult, you've been very polite. Yan Ren weakly said. Enough talking. I'm dying. Do you know that? Before leaving, Bian Jing suggested I switch rooms. This could be some new type of inhalation drug, causing my heartbeat to accelerate when I see you. Don't you feel it? I was stunned. Yan Ren couldn't take it anymore, grabbed his sleeve. Forgot to tell you, I was drugged in my wine. The next day, Yan Ren came to thank me and asked if I needed help. He secretly pointed to Bian Jing. He has military background. He noticed you were being followed and wants to help you deal with it. Bian Jing corrected him. To be precise, there are several different IPs tracking your real-time location. As long as you don't leave the local network, your address will be exposed. I shuddered. Please take care of it. No trouble. Bian Jing casually asked. Want to learn? It's easy. Can I? I hadn't learned anything new in a long time. That day, I left Plymouth with them. After the plane took off, the sky was full of stars. Bian Jing handed me a handkerchief. I was confused. He awkwardly pointed at the window. Why are you crying? In the reflection in the window, my eyes were filled with tears. I said, because before, I thought I was a star that fell into the sea, lost without a coordinate, but now I realize, being lost in the sea isn't scary at all. Bian Jing thought for a moment. You're not like a star falling into the sea. Meteorites smell like burnt sulfur, but you smell light, like the wind blowing through the mountains in summer. Yuan Sheng Ji, don't try to lie to me. She's a Yuan. The Yan family hasn't even acknowledged this child. If nothing happened, how could you have had an illegitimate child? Changhua is not an illegitimate child. I frowned. Her dad isn't Yan Ren, because she's my daughter. She takes my last name. I registered the marriage with her father in California in October of the year I went abroad. Had her in July the following year. But what does that have to do with you? Shen Ju's gaze became restrained. We divorced less than 2 months ago, and you got married to someone else and had a child? Yes. I don't believe it. But when we were married less than 2 months, didn't you cheat? Shen Ju fell silent. I patiently continued. People move on. Go ahead and marry Luo Luo. Shen Ju laughed and cried. Yeah, people move on. He laughed louder, but it sounded even lonelier. Yuan Sheng Ji. But we have no road left to walk, do we? After this day, Shen Ju never appeared again. At the end of the month, I went for an ultrasound at the hospital and ran into an old friend. She asked softly if I knew what had happened to the Shen family recently. Shen Ju and that young girlfriend broke up. The girl chased him to the Shen family, crying and saying she was pregnant. Shen Ju kept a serious face the whole time. Although he acknowledged the child, he refused to marry her, which angered old Master Shen to the point where he wanted to disown him. Tisk, wasn't he supposed to treat her as true love? How many days has it been? But Shen Ju is like that with everyone. Wasn't he like this before? She awkwardly stopped. Sorry, Xiao Ji, I didn't mean it. How have you been? Why are you here alone? She spotted the report in my hand and gasped. Pregnant? I smiled and nodded. More than 2 months. I'm really happy. This is my second child. Unexpectedly. Her eyes turned red. Xiao Ji, I'm really so happy for you. Not just me. Many of us think you should have been this happy a long time ago. On my way home, I had a smile in my eyes. But when I opened the door, I saw Luo Luo leaning against the wall, the floor in disarray. She forced a smile. Sheng Ji, you really have some skill. Her condition was off. I softened my voice. Did something happen? Luo Luo glanced at the pregnancy report in my hand and said sarcastically, no wonder Shenju doesn't want me. This child has nothing to do with Shenju. Hey, so what? Are you showing off? That even if you're pregnant with someone else's child, Shenju still can't forget you? I saw she wasn't going to understand, so I simply went quiet. Where's the wedding ring Shenju prepared? Luo Luo asked suddenly. I searched everywhere but couldn't find it. Are you carrying it with you? I didn't understand. I don't know what ring you're talking about. You're still pregnant. Don't be impulsive. Pregnant. Luo Luo's gaze was mocking. Just as she was about to say something, Shenju suddenly appeared. He softly said, Luo Luo, whatever it is, let's talk about it at home. Shenju, do you still want to treat me like a fool? What home do we have? Come with me first. Shenju's tone was restrained. What? Are you afraid I'll say something I shouldn't hear? Luo Luo's eyes revealed a sick smile. You love Yuan Xingji this much? If you loved her this much, why didn't you just stop cheating? Enough. Shenju looked more embarrassed than I did. Luo Luo was even more direct. I heard that when you went on your honeymoon, she almost died abroad while saving you. And then, ha ha ha, less than 2 months later, you cheated again. Shut up. Shenju's face turned red. He gritted his teeth and, with trembling hands, tried to explain to me, wife, I really changed. After you left, I didn't touch anyone. I couldn't find you, so I tried to use them to make you angry. The child in Luo Luo's belly isn't mine. I only acknowledged it to give grandpa something to hold on to. Wife, I really changed. Does changing even help? Luo Luo's face showed satisfaction as she delivered the final blow. Do you know what I found at Xingji's house? A 5-year-old abortion report. The internet says that on the first day of a newlywed couple's honeymoon, the better the weather, the better the couple's relationship. So Shenju carefully selected a small island in the Pacific. It was sunny with spring-like weather year-round. But not long after we landed, we encountered a rare indiscriminate shooting. I was much safer where I was, but when I saw the stray bullets around him, I instinctively ran toward him. At that time, the blood pouring from my chest splattered on Shenju's face. It seemed like he lost his soul, stumbling to carry me forward, running desperately. On the foreign street, he cried out in a language no one understood. Is there anyone who can save my wife? Is there an ambulance? Please, someone help her. By the time I woke up in the hospital, Shenju still looked like he was living in a dream. He couldn't control his shaking hands, holding me, crying uncontrollably. Xiao Ji, don't leave me. I really can't live without you. Shenju said that during that night, he prayed to all the gods he knew, asking them to let Yuan Xingji live. He said that if one of us had to die, it could be him. I believe that was Shenju's true feeling. I even believe that if I had died that night, he wouldn't have survived. But less than 2 months later, he cheated again. In an instant, all of Shenju's emotions poured out. We had a child? I was strangely calm. A little over a month. Why didn't you tell me? Shenju nearly lost control, shouting. Because I never planned to keep it. I wouldn't have a child if my parents didn't love each other. But I love you. Shenju said hoarsely. Yuan Xingji, I love you. He said it with a heart-wrenching cry, as though it was a mournful scream from deep within. I lowered my gaze. You're afraid I'll find out. So you didn't let any other woman leave marks on you. You slept in another woman's bed, but still didn't forget to leave early in the morning to bring me my favorite breakfast. You took other women abroad, hand-picking pearls by the seaside, making a unique necklace just for me. You showed off to your new lover that I almost lost my life saving you. And that no matter what you do in the future, I would never leave you. Do you know how many women have come after me? They all think I'm pathetic. Shenju, I believe you love me. But your love, it's all so dirty. I've had enough of this so-called true love from a trash person. I let my strength go. Shenju, stay away from me. Shenju's face turned ashen. He even stammered, unable to form a complete sentence. No, I didn't want this. Ha 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 ha, how laughable. Shenju, you thought Yuan Xingji couldn't forget you, dragging me into one act after another. But in fact, she's already moved on. Without you, she has no idea how good her life is now. Xingji, you still don't know? She maliciously curled her lips. Shen Zhu, he's about to die. Shut up. Shen Zhu roared in anger. Luo sneered. Don't worry, I'm done now. Before leaving, she looked at Shen Zhu with pity. We all can't get what we want, but at least I can live longer than you. Shen Zhu desperately controlled his emotions. It seemed like he was afraid this would scare me. So he hurriedly explained. It's not that serious. I'm just sick. I calmly asked. What's the illness? Shen Zhu softly said. Lung cancer. It was so sudden. I didn't know what to say. Get well soon. Shen Zhu's eyes turned red, with an indescribable bitterness. Is that all? I had no response. He seemed to feel cold. Yuan Xingji. You don't even care if I live or die. I hesitated for a moment. No one wants to see someone die. Because of this sentence, Shen Zhu suddenly started laughing madly. His chest heaved violently, as if carrying endless sorrow and pain. You don't want me to die, but you don't care if I can live. Really cruel. Yuan Xingji. I really didn't care. All I knew was that Luo had exposed this matter in the Shen family. And old Master Shen had to drag Shen Zhu to the hospital. Later, Bian Jing was finally about to return to the country. Tomorrow, I'll pick you up with Changhua. Okay, wife. The next day, I was eagerly waiting for our reunion. But I got a call from Yan Ren. He urgently told me that Changhua had been kidnapped by Shen Zhu. And after an investigation, the police found the suspect had a gun. My voice trembled. What does he want? He wants to see you and Bian Jing. Yan Ren's face looked terrible. Okay, I'll go first. No. Yan Ren firmly disagreed. That would only add another hostage. But I need to see Changhua. I couldn't hold back my tears. Yan Ren gritted his teeth. Hold on. We can't be passive. Suddenly, a military jeep sped over. The tires screeched as they hit the ground. The car door opened. And Bian Jing, looking weary, took several steps toward me. His eyes were bloodshot. Wife. I tightly gripped his wrist. Bian Jing, I need to see Changhua. Okay, we agreed. The security personnel who came with us furrowed their brows. Academician Bian, the situation is complicated here. We can't guarantee your safety. Bian Jing's voice was sharp. I'll take full responsibility for all the procedures and consequences. He took the military tablet. His fingers flew across the screen, instantly locking onto Shen Zhu's location, producing a map of bullet trajectories from nearby angles. Once the sniper position was confirmed, the police began their deployment. Finally, Bian Jing carefully put on my bulletproof vest. I will protect you and the baby. I nodded. You came. The room only had Shen Zhu. I was panicked. Where's Changhua? Shen Zhu's gaze landed on Bian Jing. Is he the one you chose? I couldn't find anything on him. Now that I see him, it doesn't seem special. Where's Changhua? Shen Zhu still didn't answer. He raised the gun, aiming at my chest. Bian Jing reacted quickly, immediately jumping on top of me. Shen Zhu smiled. Bang! A gunshot rang out, the bullet piercing the glass, hitting Shen Zhu in the forehead. It was as if the bullet from 5 years ago, which I took, passed through me and landed on him. At the moment he fell, he was still smiling. After confirming my safety, Bian Jing picked up the gun with confusion, finding out it was loaded with blanks. Changhua was hidden in another room's wardrobe. The police arranged psychological counseling for her. And the doctor reminded us that for experiences with negative emotions like this, we should try not to bring it up around the child. But months later, Changhua somehow found a book. And inside it was an old photo of me and Shen Zhu from our freshman year. This brother, I know him. He played games with me. Played games? Yes. We played hide and seek. And he said if I counted to 100, Mom would find me. I fell asleep while counting. And when I woke up, I saw Mom. I suddenly realized something. Turning over the photo, the back had Shen Zhu's handwriting. This time, I didn't lie to you. I won't die badly, and you will live long, with grandchildren. This book was Pride and Prejudice. The inner pages were carved out in a heart shape. Hidden inside was the ring I had seen before.